In this video, we'll learn how to use console.log to display messages in the browser's console or in the terminal when running JavaScript on the server side. This is particularly useful for debugging your code and checking the flow of your program. Let's start by accessing the browser's console. You can press F12 to open the browser developer tool. We can use console.log for logging information. So let's type something like console.log hello browser console, and so you can see the messages being printed out. Let's write another message. So console, and let me put a dot here. You can see that a window opens and it shows you that the console object has a lot of operations. So let's try another one here. Let us try a warning. So let's say warn, and this is a warning. So notice that the message is displayed and it has a yellow color. Let's try to do a error message as well. So an error message is displayed and it has a red color. And notice that typically in a browser console you have these filters. So you can say, for example, show me only the errors. All right. So now only the error is being shown. If you take that out and say like show me the log messages, then you only see the log messages. And typically I have all of these filtered enabled, so all sorts of messages that are coming to the console, you can view them. Now let me close the console in the browser and show you that in my slides, which we're going to be using throughout these instruction videos, I created a code executor sandbox that can run simple JavaScript code in my slides. Let me show you how it works. So here's an example of a console log. I can also show you examples of a warning and an error. But mostly I would be using console logs, and that's what you will be using mostly in your programs as well. Console log is your friend when it comes to debugging. In future lessons, I'll be mostly running code snippets in my slides and only occasionally showing you something in the browser console. But let us also do console log on the server-side program. So I have my VS Code open here. Let's go in VS Code and create a file. We're going to call this index.js. The .js extension tells the system this is a JavaScript file. Let's create a classic hello world program. So I'm going to put in console.log hello world. Now save this file. Now to run JavaScript outside of the browser, we use a program like Node.js. Let's open the terminal here. And in the terminal, we want to check that Node is installed. So let's do node v. You can see Node is installed here. Now I can do node index.js and it will print the hello world message. So we just run our first JavaScript program, by the way. Congratulations. So what we've learned is how to use console.log to display messages in the browser console and in the terminal when running JavaScript on the server side. There is more to this console object that meets the eye. If you want to learn more about this, you can go and look for various online resources. For example, one of the resources that's very helpful is Mozilla documentation site. So if you put MDN and then search for anything like console, you're going to see that the MDN web doc is going to come up. And so this is like a great resource that is authoritative, and so you can find a lot of information about like all the operations that are available in console, and you can click on any of these, see examples of it, how this is being used, and on all sorts of information. So this resource is something that you may want to bookmark and come back to it if you ever want to learn more about any of the things that we will encounter throughout this lecture series on picking up JavaScript quickly.